So here are my thoughts on this new Tupac documentary called the Dear Mama documentary. If you enjoy, let me know. But yeah, here are my initial thoughts so far. There are 3 episodes in. I will tell you guys my favorite and what I thought of each episode. And the next episodes and actually some breaking news that some of you guys may have not known. And yeah, again, hopefully I can be like the first one to break the news or whatever, because I haven't seen nobody else. I haven't been paying attention, right? But I'm waiting for actually one of my favorite YouTubers to give his reaction, but he hasn't done it yet, so we'll see. So this documentary was announced probably like earlier this year, very early this year. I know because it was all over Instagram, it was all over a lot of commercials and stuff like that. At the time got closer to April, a lot of people that I know was actually telling me, DeMarcus, are you going to watch it? Because everybody knows, right? I initially told everybody, no, I'm not going to watch it. I've seen it basically every single Tupac documentary. A lot of it is just old material, reused stuff that I've already seen, With you being such a fan, a lot of this footage and stuff that you've seen is obviously on the internet, right? A lot of stuff has been leaked, all that, right? But they're going to reuse a lot of stuff for a documentary, things of that nature, right? Well, must I say I was very wrong. Allen Hughes really outdid himself. Now, if you guys don't know who Allen Hughes is, Allen Hughes, Tupac actually had a, falling out long time ago, right? Over a movie and all that. We all know the story. Basically, a lot of people initially thought, why is Allen Hughes behind a movie like this or a documentary? Because if he didn't really like Tupac that much, why would he be doing a documentary about his life after he passed away, right? Well, if you checked out the documentary, it's very good. And again, I was heavily wrong because I was very critical of this documentary. I thought it would just be more about his earlier life, not more, because I'm a fan of Tupac, the later Tupac, the Death Row Tupac, right? If you guys have peeped or looked at any. But with a great documentary, you can make a fan who didn't even know a lot about his earlier life more of a fan. Meaning you might learn stuff that you didn't even know, which I did, right? And that's what made me like this documentary. You have his family involved in it. That's what made me like this documentary. It didn't feel like a money grab. It felt like you're giving him more justice. So overall, I've really liked this documentary. Again, the first 2 parts are more about his earlier life. Episode 3 is where it really picks up for me, because I did dread the first 2. I won't lie to you guys. Part 3 was where, the episode 3 is where it really picked up for me, because that's more about 94, 95, kind of when he went to prison. If you guys don't know, it was Tupac got set up. There's like a full video about it. You guys actually go on my community tab and watch that video. It's like a full dive into what happened, how he actually got set up, the audio calls, all that. It's like full depth. It's like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. So if you guys want to know more about that, the documentary actually doesn't dive into that, and they have a whole bunch of other shit to dive into, so I understand that. But nonetheless, it just shows how much Tupac was actually going through, or how much he was really going through at this time of his life. Like, he didn't know his dad at the time. He thought he passed away. That's what his mom basically told him. And, he wrote the song about his mom, which is obviously like the title of the whole documentary. So I like how they dove into that. And towards the end, it just like left us on I forgot, I can't think of the phrase right now. It's like 8 a.m. right now, but it left us on the edge of our seat, basically, wanting more. And that's really great, because I'm waiting for episode 4 and episode 5 and 6, because like I said, I'm more of a Death Row Tupac fan, so it's going to be more about, obviously, later in his life. And obviously, I know all about that, because that's when I became a fan, so. The breaking news, I guess, I haven't told you guys, is Gobi, right? You guys don't know who Gobi is. Gobi is the guy a cameraman who's basically following Tupac around in his last couple months of his life. They were actually shooting and working on something, I believe a documentary about Tupac's life, actually when he was alive. But you guys don't know, Tupac was going more into acting and things of that nature. He already did like 2 movies just that year itself. So, yeah, he was really going more into acting, doing all that. So he had Gobi and other people follow him around with a camera and just documenting random stuff. So I guess we're going to see that in the documentary, because I went on Instagram a couple days ago and Gobi posted this. I was confused. I was pretty shocked because if you guys don't know the story behind Gobi, Gobi had a legal issue with the estate, and basically they won that battle and basically said you have to give us all of that footage. And he said, well, Tupac told me to record this footage, so it's mine, right? It was a whole legal battle. He lost. So he was not happy about that. He made a lot of YouTube videos about it, explaining what all happened. But to my knowledge, a lot of people don't like Gobi. I like Gobi because, like I said, he gave us a lot of girls that we're going to see in this documentary. And a lot of footage that's been floating around the internet that we haven't seen. A lot of footage that you guys have been asking for. Gobi is the one who recorded all this. So we got to appreciate him and really thank him for that because, like I said, without him, we're not going to be able to see a lot of footage. Even this footage, the little of footage we've seen on the internet, So basically, someone says, is this yours? Basically saying, like, because he reposted a picture, and I was confused, too. I was like, wait, I didn't see Gobi in the first 3 episodes. He said, I play a small role in it, but they use a lot of the footage I shot. God rest his soul. Meaning that he put the past behind him, right? It's about Tupac and his legacy. It's not about me and my footage anymore. It's about keeping his legacy alive and doing what Tupac would have wanted. Which, if you go on YouTube right now, you can search up Gobi. You can hear him talk about a lot of this stuff because he was planning on doing his own movie and documentary. Unfortunately, after Tupac passed away, but that wasn't what the documentary was supposed to be. I don't know what Tupac had in mind. Let's see. I guess we'll see in the later episodes if he talks about it, Gobi. But Gobi basically says, it basically turned into a last 7 days of his life documentary. And I don't know if they're going to show that in the documentary. But again, if I'm right, this is breaking news to you guys because Gobi just confirmed basically that they're going to be using some of his footage. And obviously, he knew Tupac in the last couple months of his life, not earlier in his life. So that leads me to believe that in the later episodes, we'll be seeing a lot of that unreleased footage that you guys have been asking for, right? A lot of Tupac fans, y'all been asking for a lot of these footage. We're going to see a lot of that, I believe, in this documentary. So again, salute to Allen Hughes. Allen Hughes, again, didn't like Tupac at that point of his life, but he said, if you guys watch the documentary, he said it took him a long time to really get over that. He had a grudge. It affected him a lot, And again, so far, he hasn't done anything stupid. So I commend him for this documentary. Again, I've seen a lot of his family in it. They had Tupac's dad in it, y'all. So they did a really great job with this documentary. I would even go as far, and this is maybe a little too soon. Again, it's like a 6-episode part, so they have many opportunities to keep improving, each episode. Most documentaries is like one documentary with 1 hour long, right? So far, I will go out the limb to say that this is probably one of the best Tupac documentaries I've ever seen. And that's highly, highly high praise, right? But again, I'm a big Tupac fan, so I've probably seen every single documentary, right? Again, sometimes they kind of overdo it and keep doing shit like that, like TV series and stuff. They kind of overdo it sometimes, and it seems more of a money grab, right? But again, I don't think this is a money grab. I think this is doing Tupac justice, especially if you're going to give fans a lot of unreleased footage that we haven't seen or just seen on the internet, and not fully entire. So that's what I've basically seen over these 3 episodes. They've been showing a lot of unreleased footage. Like, you think to yourself, how did they record this? When did they record this? Like, who would have even known? It's just a really great documentary. Again, if you don't know much about Tupac, I really recommend this documentary. It'll tell you a lot about his life. Obviously, a lot about his mom's life. And give you an in-depth about that. Obviously, if you're a fan of Tupac, if you check this out, let me know. And let me know if I'm tripping, right? Is this really, like, the best Tupac documentary we've seen so far? I mean, in my personal opinion, I really think so. And we still have 3 more episodes left. So, that's a really great thing. Can't wait to the next episode. I believe it's Friday or Saturday. So, yeah. Again, if you've seen it or if you're interested in watching it or whatever, let me know. It's on Hulu. And, yeah. That was the Tupac Dear Mama documentary reaction. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Machiavelli Gang.